It's not up yet.
Ooh, welcome back, Insomniacs. We got some breaking NFL news tonight that we felt we needed to talk about. So I brought Spencer in, and we're ready to jump right into it. What is going on, Spencer? Do we got anybody in the chat?
We have a couple of people coming to join. I just did this on my channel as well. You guys can all watch my reaction to it, but I'm really glad, I'm happy to talk about this with you, man. I mean, obviously, this is serious. This is a serious issue, but at the same time, this is breaking NFL news, and Tucker Jensen, your guy, is here.
What's poppin', Tucker? What's going on? Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets, by the way, tomorrow, I don't know what your schedule's like. Tomorrow, before I go to work, I'm going to be doing the Jacob deGrom talk, where I talk about, not Jacob deGrom, rather Robinson Cano, where I talk about the trade rumor with the Mets. But tonight, we're going to talk about Kareem Hunt. We're going to talk about the ramifications of what just took place, where we think he could possibly end up, and just what is going on in the NFL with all of this domestic abuse. I mean, it always seems to be the running back position.
You're absolutely right, and maybe it's because you could point to the CTE, but in the grand scheme of things, the NFL has so many players that I don't think it's like maybe baseball is not as violent as the NFL, but at the same time, it's only a small subset of these guys that are doing this issue.
Yeah,
everybody acts like this is a huge problem in the NFL. Most dudes are not running into this type of situation.
No, but I will say you see it more in the NFL than the other sports. But like you said on your channel, there's a lot more players that are in the NFL as opposed to, say, basketball or baseball or football or hockey.
Yeah,
but
I think it's maybe the hits at the running back position that is getting people crazy. I can understand that. That's the most violent position in the league.
Well, you saw what happened to Junior Seau, right? After with all the hits, the guy ended up committing suicide. It does screw up.
Absolutely,
it does screw up your head, and you become a much more violent person. And it's just a natural thing being a football player that's in your nature to just be a violent person. You know what I'm saying? Not that they're all like that, but it's just in your nature.
Right. Greg Hardy's an example, but it's usually the wide receivers and the running backs.
But I am just shocked. Nothing to do. He says it's nothing to do with CTE. Meet the Mets doesn't think. He thinks it's more just, I guess, like an upbringing or just the type of personality.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to all put it under CTE, and he's still such a young guy,
I'm just shocked by it because, like you said, there's never been a bad word said about this guy. With Kareem Hunt, he had a flawless reputation, and then this happens, and now where do the Chiefs go? I personally think they're not going to be as affected as you think, because I look at what Andy Reid's done in the past, and I've seen it. LaShawn McCoy's gone down in the past. I don't remember the guy's name, but the backup running back stepped in one year. The guy was just as good as McCoy. I feel like he is the type of system that he'll get the most out of his running back, and I think Spencer Ware's going to come in.
Eagles.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name, but there was
pissing me off too.
Yeah, but there was a year McCoy went down, and the guy who stepped in.
Darren Sproles?
No, it wasn't Sproles. It was not a household name. The guy stepped in, and he was a beast for the last 3 weeks of the season.
Walter?
Can't remember, but whoever.
All right.
But I just feel like he's the type of guy. I disagree, John G. I think Spencer Ware's going to come in, and he's going to do just fine. I think Andy Reid.
But I don't think they're winning a Super Bowl because Kareem Hunt, though, at this position, he's an unbelievable weapon out of the backfield. He's a top 5 running back in the NFL.
I don't think he is. I think the system has a lot to do with why Kareem Hunt's been as successful as he's been. I think Spencer Ware's going to come in there and he's going to be a top 10 running back by production. That's my honest opinion.
There
you go. Meet the Mets called it. Bryce Brown. That was it. The guy in the Eagles. Bryce Brown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Entertainer, you know who is your main guy for your argument, who you should put on a billboard for your argument?
Spencer.
Is Mr. James.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, can you still hear me?
I hear you, yeah.
How about now?
I hear you.
James Conner's your guy.
Yeah, James Conner's another guy. I just feel like
James Conner's your guy in that situation.
Yeah, and Bryce Brown's another one. Bryce Brown that year, I remember the guy was putting up like 160 yards a game for the last 3 weeks because I had him in fantasy. And Andy Reid is a brilliant offensive mind. I don't think it's going to affect the Chiefs that much. I really don't. The Chiefs, if they don't make the Super Bowl, it's not going to be because of Kareem Hunt. It's going to be because of their defense.
But the thing about Kareem Hunt is that out of the backfield, he gives them another dimension to the game. Like, he's a great running back, but also I think you could argue he's the best pass catcher maybe in the NFL. I mean, you look at Todd Gurley, you look at Saquon, of course, but, I mean, he's right up there with McCaffrey. He's a top. I mean, Spencer Ware doesn't have that type of explosion. And in the AFC, Chris, it's so razor thin in the AFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, now the Chiefs can't even sustain drives with the running game. They're going to have a lot of trouble. That defense, we talked about it, is bad. So, and by the way, the chemistry that this is going to cause, I don't know if the Chiefs are now going to get home field. So Spencer Ware's going to have to be unbelievable for the Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl. It's not like losing Kelsey or Mahomes, but it's a pretty big deal to me.
Barkley 26 brings up a great point. That's why the pick by Barkley was so good, because also his character is through the roof. He's absolutely right. You would never see Barkley do something like this.
I trust Barkley in just about any situation, man. He's just
but I completely agree with Meet the Mets, though. I think it's going to have almost zero effect on this team. I think if they're going to lose, it's not going to be because of the running back. It's going to be because of their porous defense. I think their offense will still be dynamic. They still got Tyreek Hill. They still got Mahomes. They still have the smartest offensive mind in football as their head coach. I think the Chiefs will be just fine. We saw it the year. So. What about the year Jamal Charles went down and Spencer Ware came in? Spencer Ware was great.
Yeah, I mean, Charles was pretty decent that year. I just think Kareem Hunt's a very dynamic player. So let me know what you guys think in the chat. But so we'll see if Spencer Ware can just like pick up right where they started. I kind of understand your point, but for the long run, this is a huge hit. This guy's a really good player.
Yeah, Tam Hill, what's going on, Tam Hill? Thank you for tuning in. Tam says that a team on the edge of the playoffs may grab him. Yeah, I could see that. I personally think he's going to go to the Jets. I truly believe that. He fits right in because the Jets always pick these guys up. We said it before. Michael Vick, Braylon Edwards.
Vick was the Eagles.
Plaxico Burress.
No way. Are you kidding me?
What?
Oh, when did they get Burress?
They got Burress. Right after he got out of jail, he was the Jet.
But not Michael Vick. I don't think he ever played on the Jets.
Michael Vick definitely played on the Jets.
I thought it was Philadelphia.
And then the Jets.
All right, let me see this. Michael Vick Jets. I can't believe he played for the Jets.
You didn't know that?
I totally forget that. How long did he play for the Jets?
He played for, I think it was 1 year, but he started for the Jets.
Unbelievable, man. I kind of forget that all. I know he played for the Eagles. Who else did he play for? Jets?
Falcons? Obviously the Falcons. I think that was it. I think the Jets were
crazy to me. Well, you mentioned Santonio Holmes. You mentioned him. But Tam Hill brings up the great question, because you know what team he would fit on perfectly?
What?
The Houston Texans.
What? Oh, because Lamar Miller's been getting the job done this year, but it is. That's why I'm not as high on Kareem.
He's a special player. You put him with Deshaun Watson. But this is what I want to know.
Literally, he's right. That's the last team Vic played for, the Steelers. He backed up. He backed up Ben. He backed up Ben. Yeah, when Ben went down, he started.
I remember that. I don't even remember him on the Jets. It's a crazy thing. Yeah. But the great question in this scenario, Chris, this is the golden question that Tam Hill brings up. Will Roger Goodell suspend this guy the rest of the season, or is it going to be open hunting season for NFL teams for the rest of this year? That is the ultimate question we have to figure out.
I think he's got to be suspended for the rest of the year, because you look at what happened to Ray Rice. Ray Rice got suspended for the whole year, right? And this is the same situation. I mean, it's on camera. You know,
yes.
I think he's got to be suspended for the whole year.
Because then if the NFL, well, you know, speaking of this
I just want to say hi to a couple people that popped in. Troy Johnson's in the chat. What's going on? Johnny Morowski's in the chat. What is going on? Go ahead, Spence.
Ray Rice, like, you don't, it's very touchy whenever you discuss the video. You know what I mean? Publicly on our channels and stuff, because you're going to come across you don't want to ever come across like you don't feel terrible for the woman in this situation.
Right.
But it wasn't. Ray Rice punched the girl out. This guy pushed and kicked, and it was not as violent. But the NFL is never going to do that. The president would be ridiculous in this situation.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. My personal opinion. I don't think they're gonna look at either situation differently. They're gonna value both as domestic abuse, and they're gonna give them the same punishment they gave Ray Rice. That's my honest opinion on it.
There's a lot of teams that Troy brings up here, like the Ravens, for example. There's no way I think they're going to sign him. The San Francisco 49ers desperately need a running back, but guess what? The 49ers now are not going to sign him because of Reuben Foster's scenario. So the thing, and now for Le'Veon Bell, this honestly makes him that much more attractive in the free agent market.
Right.
It makes him a lot more attractive.
Well, but don't you think what happened with Connor this year hurt his value?
I think that it might have hurt it a little bit, but he's still a patient running back. And you look at the running backs and how they often get in trouble. And, you know, a lot of people were talking about how he was a villain for how he handled with his team, which I don't think he was perfect in that scenario, but I think he's still going to be fine now. He's definitely running back A now.
Right. I just want to look at the chat here. Johnny Morawski says, Michael Vick tortured dogs, not only killing and fighting them, he tortured them. Read the police report. Oh, Johnny, I know. I know. Trust me. I'm not downplaying anything Vic did. That guy's a scumbag. As far as I'm concerned, I know people forgive and forget. You know what? I don't. That was disgusting what he did. Literally says.
I get that. I mean, you know, that was an upbringing issue with Michael.
I don't care. That's inexcusable. I don't care what your upbringing was. That's disgusting what he did. And I'm an animal lover, so you know, I got hurt when he did that. I think one of the biggest things going against Hunt is how long the altercation was and him seemingly fighting through a crowd of people trying to separate them. Yeah, literally, I can't speak on you know, I'm just saying what I think the NFL is going to do. He may, I mean, supposedly what they called him the N-word, right? Which is disgusting. And then, you know, I don't know the whole story. All I know is that he ended up. I didn't even get to see the video yet. I know that you said he kicked the girl after he was pushed.
Do you want to watch the video?
Yeah, I could probably pull it up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I could pull it.
Discretion advised, but yeah, I mean, watch the video. I was expecting it to be a million times actually worse.
All right, 1 second. Let me pull it up. You're gonna go off the screen for a second.
Alrighty.
Well,
Is this good? We're gonna show this on the video on here.
Why should I not?
I guess. I don't think TMZ's coming after us.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's take a look.
18 people joining. Thank you guys so much for coming into the chat tonight. It's a very interesting night in the NFL. There's never been this marquee of a guy released, and I can't remember the longest time.
Here's the video.
All right, I'm going to watch some of this myself. And I think this is educational. The video is very blurry.
Oh, there's the push. He pushed her. Then
It's a minute long, but you're going to see how crazy this is. The girl, like, is completely off her rocker. She's hitting him. It's a crazy video. Let's see. I'm watching it with you.
Oh, wow. What, did he throw him to the ground?
So his friends are trying to hold this guy back. Imagine if he just stayed back there, how his life would have been different.
Yeah. Just a sad situation there. You know what? Let me make it bigger. I can make it bigger. I'll blow it up. Let's make it bigger so everyone can see here. Let's bring it back. Let's start from the top here.
I can't believe Kareem Hunt is hanging with these low lifes. That's the first problem.
All right, here's the video, guys. Let's play it. There's Hunt. And he pushes her. He's trying to break him up. Pushes her again. Looks like he hit her in the face. And then his friends are trying to hold him back. And then he goes after her again. Yeah, this is just bad. This is very bad. This can't happen. If you're an athlete, anybody, but especially somebody in the public eye, this cannot happen. That's uncalled for. I mean, any punishment this guy gets, he deserves it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and Kansas City did the right thing in this situation.
Yeah, no, they had to. They had no choice. They had to release him. You never hit a woman.
Well, the thing is, they could have, suspended him the rest of. I thought they were going to suspend him the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to release him tonight.
I'm going to bring you back in, Spence.
I give them credit for releasing him tonight.
Yeah. Let's go back to the. Let me. Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of the YouTube. Yep. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. Let me bring Spence back up. No, they showed a lot of, in my opinion, they made a great decision there releasing him, because it showed that their organization has a lot of class. I liked it. They're not putting up with that, because that's if I was an owner of a team, I wouldn't want a guy like that on my team. It's not the way I'd want my team to be represented.
That's exactly right, and when stuff came out about Josh Brown, the Giants acted swiftly, in that situation. When the Giants had that kind of issue going on with the kicker. But that's exactly right. Like, the Dallas Cowboys have kept some terrible people around, and as a fan, you wouldn't want that in any kind of way. Now the crazy thing about the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs is that there are players near their roster that have done this in college. So, and then you talk about the second chance thing, and, we'll see. It's going to take, for sure, I think, a couple of years for him to get back. But now I think that, I think he'll still be back in the NFL. I don't think this is the end for this guy. Do you think this is the end?
I'm just reading the chat. Meet the Mets is saying he's kind of like, I guess, trying to take this, not the side of Kareem Hunt, obviously, but trying to speak from his perspective because he was intoxicated. But in my opinion, if you're an athlete and you're a big time athlete, you're a millionaire, you can't put yourself in that situation. You just can't do it. You can't do it. You can't be going out getting drunk like that with your friends if you're a celebrity like that. If you're gonna act like that when you're drunk, you just can't put yourself in that situation. So I don't feel bad for the guy. I don't.
Yeah, because it's an avoidable situation.
Yeah, exactly. Barkley 26. Go into your room and punch a hole in the hotel room if you have to. You're worth millions of dollars. And that girl's disgusting. If what is being reported was said, he had every right to be upset. But you can't do that, because now he's gonna ruin his career. Maybe he'll come back, and well, I hope he does. But he's you know how much money this guy lost because of this?
He lost all the money. He will forever be tarnished by this.
Yeah, and his image is ruined forever. No matter what he does, his image is ruined.
Because this happened in the NFL. If this happened in college, man, I think it's different. Like Tyreek Hill, nobody talks about Tyreek Hill.
Because he wasn't a household name when he did it.
Yeah, and then Tyreek Hill, has, grown up from the situation, and I don't know if he's going to Canton now, and he won't be going to Canton now.
Who, Kareem Hunt, you mean?
Yeah, if T.O. is kept out of Canton because teammates don't like him in the locker room, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, no, there's no way he's going to Canton. There's no way he's going to Canton. Yeah, meet the Mets. I don't know the whole story. I can't say. I was just always raised you don't hit a woman no matter what. But I don't know the whole story, okay? We only see the video, okay? We did hear that she said a lot of things she shouldn't have said, and that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Exactly. That should never be said. That's a disgusting word. That should be erased from our vocabulary, to be honest with you. That word is disgusting. And he had every right to be upset, like I said, but you can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't do it.
Yeah, and this is definitely a learning lesson for the NFL, for people in this league, is you got to have good people around you. You got to have people that you trust. And I really think he made a huge mistake by even being around these people in the first place, because it's so risky that this was happening,
Yeah. Yeah.
So risky. And I would kill to have the life of Kareem Hunt, and I'm sure you feel the same way. There's no excuse to really incite violence unless you're in real physical danger yourself.
Yeah, Sutherland, it's a sad situation, but You got to be smarter than that. You have to be, especially Ray Rice did it right. There's been instances where it's happened in the past. You know, that's why as a professional athlete, if you're gonna get drunk like that, do it in your home. Don't go out into the public eye when people are gonna be targeting you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, that's just my take on it. I don't.
Absolutely right.
Barkley 26. I completely agree with that. I think he does deserve a second chance, and I hope he gets one. But
the Kansas City Chiefs might have known about. Now, if you were Kansas City, you knew about the situation in the summer. Would you have just released them that night as well?
I would. Well, yeah. Well, it's easy for me to say I would. But at the end of the day, in the summer they knew about it, but they didn't know that there was video footage. Is that what it was?
Maybe, yes.
So I mean, if there's no evidence, at that point you're just taking what you heard. So maybe they didn't hear exactly what happened on the video. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to answer that.
But say that they got that video, I guess you'd have to release. I would release him then.
I agree.
No matter how good the player is, society is more important.
It's a bad image for your football team. It's not worth the headache. And like I said, he's replaceable. He really is. I mean, I know he's a great athlete, but you see it. Look at all the running backs this guy's had. LaShawn McCoy, he made and I know McCoy's great, but McCoy, Charles. I go down the list. We said Bryce Brown, Charles, Westbrook, Spencer Ware when he filled in for Charles. There's been a ton of running backs under Andy Reid that have been phenomenal, and I expect Spencer Ware to come in and be one of the top 10 running backs in football because Andy Reid's system is brilliant. It really is.
Guess what? He's going to draft. Kareem Hunt was drafted in the 4th round. They're going to get another running back. I just think for the Super Bowl this year, it's going to be pretty difficult right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought the Super Bowl for them was going to be difficult before this because they don't have a defense, and in the playoffs, it's going to get exposed. But I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat here. Once the video,
I think it's gonna be incredibly interesting. And then if you're the team of the guy who signs him, I mean, imagine the mental hurdles you have to do if Kareem Hunt goes to your team like the New York Jets. You know what I mean, Entertainer? If Kareem Hunt played for the Giants, I would just have that mental hurdle all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I personally agree with what Buffalo Ting said. I think if Kareem Hunt played for the Giants, he wouldn't be that good. I think he's a product of the Chiefs system, and I think if he had an offensive line like the Giants had, he wouldn't be a good running back. That's my honest opinion.
What running backs do you think don't need a system to really be special? Or
Barkley, Gurley.
I look at Hunt. I still think he's top 5 in my running back rankings.
I don't. I don't. The guy was a fourth round pick for a reason.
No, it's Kamara, but then Kareem Hunt, I think, is 5th or 6th. Who are you taking over him?
I'd have to think about it, but Ezekiel Elliott, Fournette.
Fournette is. I probably still think Hunt's more talented.
You put Fournette on those Chiefs? Forget about it. He'd be fantastic.
I don't know if he can catch.
Chris Goody says the Chiefs knew about it in February. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good for the Chiefs then. I'll say that right now. It don't look good for the Chiefs.
What do you think about Blake Bortles?
Sutherland says Gurley was awful before Todd came in, but it's not true because Gurley, his rookie year, was sensational. The next year, yeah, he had a bad year, but the offensive line that year was disgusting. And then they went and fixed the offensive line. And, of course, the new offensive system helped. But Gurley's a very talented running back. Kareem Hunt to the Eagles. It's possible.
That wouldn't be a shocker for Eagles fans, man. That's another reason to make fun of him if he goes to the Eagles.
It's possible. I'm 18.
But right now for the playoffs, it's not going to happen.
No, I don't think he's playing another game this year. I think he's going to be suspended this year. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. It would look bad on the NFL.
So, Chris, do you think that the Dallas Cowboys, to change topics a little bit, I want to get your opinion on this, and we'll still talk about Kareem Hunt. Do you think that the Dallas Cowboys have a chance at the Super Bowl this year?
No. We talked about this matchup, and I gave the we previewed the matchup on our channel, and I gave the Cowboys a legitimate chance to win this game. They had everything working in their favor for this game. There's only been one team this whole year that's lost at home on Thursday night all year, okay? They're on a good streak here. They won 3 in a row, and they're at home. The Saints are not nearly as good on the road as they are at home. And the Cowboys are the type of team that has the ability to beat the Saints because of they have a strong defense and they could control the clock with Zeke. But in the playoffs, do I see them going on the road twice and beating teams like the Saints and Rams? Absolutely not. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They're a good football team. They may win a playoff game, but they're not getting out of the second round.
I think that the Cowboys are similar to Jacksonville, but I think the Cowboys are similar to those Giants teams of Justin Tuck and Osi Umenyiora. I think that Dallas is that good defensively, man, that they're going to get after Jared Goff.
Well, who are they going to play in the first round? They're going to get the 4 seed more than... Well, yeah, they're going to get the 4 seed. The Bears are going to get the 3. Who are they going to...
You don't know.
Who are they... Well, if they get the 4, who are they playing? They're playing the Vikings most likely? Or the...
Well, I think that well, you look at the Vikings, they lost their safety. What's his name? They lost... the Vikings have lost Andrew Zendejo. I think the Vikings are not making the playoffs. Their schedule's too difficult. But by the way, I think Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, since they're mobile, they might even be worse matchups for the Dallas Cowboys at home.
I actually think that the Cowboys at home would beat the Vikings. I think the Cowboys are going to win a playoff game. If they get in. I think they'll win one playoff game. My honest opinion.
Okay, the first game, but I could see them beating Jared Goff, and I could see them going on a run.
I can't.
Because their defense is that good that they can pressure the quarterback. They can. All you need to do is sack the quarterback, and you're gonna win.
I don't see him going on the road and beating the Rams. I don't. If it was in Dallas, maybe. Johnny. If they played Cowboys played New Orleans in New Orleans, they'd lose by 20 points. Like I said, everything was in their favor on Thursday night. There's only been one team that's lost at home all year on Thursday night. Thursday night, historically, I think it's about a 67-68% rate where the home team wins. That's a huge difference between football Sunday. I think it's like an 8% more. It favors the home team on Thursday night, which is gigantic. That's a huge difference because of the short week. And the fact that they were hot coming in. They had everything working for them in that game. And I knew it was going to be a close game. I didn't think they'd hold the Saints to 10 points. Believe me, I'm very impressed with the Cowboys' defense. They really did impress me. But they're not beating the Saints in New Orleans. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. I'm sorry.
I would love to see it happen.
Yeah, it won't, though. It won't.
Hey, but guess what? I'm sick of people complaining about the refs yesterday in the game. Okay, Sean Payton didn't challenge. Okay, the Saints got away with a pass interference as well in the end zone. I'm sick of people saying that as an excuse.
I just want to see. Jamie's in the chat. What's going on, Jamie? Thank you for tuning in. Hunt to the Packers. That's interesting, Johnny. I mean, possibly next year. I mean, they're in the market for a running back.
Aaron Rodgers and Hunt. I mean, they are, but it's, again, a conservative franchise. So, yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see if McCarthy's going to be gone after this year.
Nate, what's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Nate, we got you guys this week, Giants Bears. I hope you tune into the stream.
Nathan, it's going to be crazy, and an entertainer, you're going to be doing it. He's going to be one of the only Bears fans in there, and I think Nathan can maybe handle it. So it's going to be what an amazing.
You know what? I'll tell you. There's going to be a lot of Bears fans in there. Last week when I did the Eagles, there was a good amount. I would say 25-30% Eagles fans in there.
So what do you think about – so you think that the Giants might just get wiped off the map by the Chicago Bears?
No, I don't. I think the Bears will win, but I think the Giants are going to keep it close. I don't think they're going to get wiped off the map.
And it's Chase Daniel as well.
Yeah, I think the Giants will keep it competitive.
I think it's interesting to see if Pat can hold this team together.
I'm telling you right now, I guarantee it. This offense is not going to lose a beat. I guarantee it. The Chiefs are going to still put up their 35, 40 points a game. He doesn't mean anything to this offense, I'm telling you.
Let's see. Andy Reid is an offensive. I really want to see the game where they're going to get tested because they're not getting tested in Oakland.
Joe Lutz, what's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in the stream.
I'll see. Chargers Chiefs will be fun. That'll be the one game where they can lose.
Johnny, my Super Bowl prediction. I'll tell you. Preseason, I picked the Chiefs. I picked the Vikings. I like to stick with my prediction because it's still viable. It still could happen. But if I'm being honest with you, the AFC, I have no idea. I really don't. And the NFC, I'm going to go with the Rams because I think the Rams are going to get home field advantage now, and I think that's going to be a huge factor. I'm going to go Rams in the NFC, And if you put a gun to my head, AFC.
Come on, you got to pick.
I'm not picking the Chiefs, and it has nothing to do with Hunt. It's because of their defense. I'm not picking the Chargers because they're inconsistent. That leaves me with two teams. That leaves me with the Patriots. It leaves me with the Steelers, and it leaves me with maybe a team that might get hot. You know, I love the Colts, and you know, I love the Ravens defense. But if I'm being honest, I'm gonna go Patriots Rams.
The Ravens defense, the Ravens are not even making the playoffs to me. I like the Colts.
I'm going Patriots Rams.
Patriots Rams. How about this one? Patriots and Cowboys.
I'll tell you, the Cowboys aren't a crazy pick, and the Bears aren't a crazy pick either.
The Cowboys win it all.
Because defense does win. I just can't see the Cowboys winning.
I can see Dak pulling an Eli Manning in the playoffs.
No, Dak's not talented. He's not a good quarterback.
You're right. The problem is, if the Cowboys screw up in any way, if they get any sort of offensive avalanche on them, they're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
They have like no room for error, but I love this Cowboys defense. I think the Dallas Cowboys, I'm gonna say it right now, I'll pick them. I think it's fun.
Okay, but if you're gonna praise the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Cowboys defense, I've said it all year.
And they're the only team that plays any defense. The Ravens defense.
Whoa. What about the Chicago Bears? You keep talking about Dallas's defense. Dallas has a great defense. I've said it all year. It's a top 5 defense. The Chicago Bears have the best defense in football. They turn their opponents over 23% of the time. That's going to break records. The Chicago Bears defense is dynamic. If you're going to talk defenses, you start and you end with the Chicago Bears.
But the Chicago Bears do not have the running game. They do not have... believe it or not, I think Dak Prescott in a playoff game, I'd rather have him than Mitchell Trubisky because Dak has that it factor. He's clutch. I really think so.
I'm laughing at what Jamie said.
You can't compare Ezekiel Elliott to Tariq Cohen. You can't.
No. Tariq Cohen is I love Tariq Cohen. Okay, but no, Ezekiel is the complete package. But
the Cowboys have a little formula going on.
But I love Nagy's offensive mind for Chicago. I love Cohen. I just love Chicago. I'm not picking them to go to the Super Bowl because again, I can't see any of these teams going.
They're too young. By the way, remember what happened with Sean McVay last year? That team was just a little spooked in the playoffs. That Atlanta Rams game was a disgrace for the LA Rams. They weren't ready to play that game last year. It was pissing me off.
Savage Cabbage, I'm not going to say you're number one. I'm sticking with the Bears. But the Cow, and I've said it for weeks, the Cowboys have a top 5 defense. It's the most underrated defense in football. And it was before the Saints game I was saying that you guys have a great defense. But the Bears, to me, I mean, that linebacking core is one of the best linebacking cores in the history of football. And their secondary is out of this world. Okay, they got a guy in their secondary who's returned three plays for touchdowns this year. Okay, that defense is disgusting.
Oh, yeah. Eddie Jackson, man, you got to watch the Brett Coleman video on Eddie Jackson. I'm going to send it to you. It's unbelievable.
No, I watched it.
Jackson is the best center fielder in the NFL. He's the best safety since Ed Reed on the Bears.
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson, to me, is probably the defensive player of the year, as crazy as that sounds this year.
Yeah, Jamie, I know that they come in laggy sometimes. There's something, I don't know, with the Skype. I don't know, something with my internet.
It's my freaking Wi-Fi.
But the volume comes through, though. Go ahead.
Top Pizzle thinks that Dak Prescott's better than Carson Wentz. You got to be kidding me.
No, Carson Wentz. I mean, Carson Wentz is still banged up. You could see it. He's not running as much as he used to. But Carson Wentz is still a top 10 quarterback.
Carson can throw. All right, Meet the Met says he's giving me a wedgie on site for the Dallas Cowboys. The only way, but I need something if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. I need some kind of boost because that's a hell of a pick.
Yeah, but I can't.
If they lose, I have to do something embarrassing. I need a punishment for sure.
I can't get over the fact that you're openly, as a Giant fan, you are openly rooting for the Dallas Cowboys to win the Super Bowl.
Well, the prediction would be it's a good prediction to have.
Pick somebody else. Pick the Bears.
It's trendy. I can't. I have to actually pick a team that I believe in a little bit. Well, here's the thing about Dallas. The Giants are dead anyway. You know what I mean, man? The New York Giants are dead. And the fact is, I don't know any Dallas Cowboys fans ever.
But the thing is this, Spence.
They're close to me, man. My dad was so pissed when the Dallas Cowboys won yesterday. It was beautiful. The Eagles fans were so pissed that the Cowboys won yesterday.
The thing is this. You're younger than me. I'm 30.
I'm not going to convert ever, by the way. If I ever root for the Cowboys over the Giants, then I need conversion therapy. But the Giants are dead.
The thing is,
I will always root for the Giants if they're in contention, okay?
The thing is this. If you were my age, you would never, ever root for the Cowboys, okay? I grew up as a Giants fan when the Cowboys were dominating the NFL. The 49ers and the Cowboys dominated the NFL for 6, 7 years, and I had to hear about it every day I went to school. If you were my age, you would never root for the Cowboys, and if the Cowboys ever get good again like that, you're going to realize how much you're going to regret rooting for them right now. Believe me. Believe me.
I don't see this being the dynasty, though. This isn't Bill Belichick and Brady. This is Garrett.
I'm just saying.
This is a one-off special thing.
I just can't understand. All right, I'm going to ask Savage Cabbage.
By the way, the Giants are done this year.
Well, let me ask Savage Cabbage.
I don't hate the Cowboys.
Hold on. Let me ask Savage Cabbage. He's a Cowboys fan. Savage Cabbage, would you ever, under any circumstances, ever root for the Giants to win a Super Bowl? Because I know the answer is no if you're a Cowboy fan. And it should be, by the way.
You know what Savage is going to say? That he hates the Eagles more.
Okay, I hate the Eagles more too, but I hate the Cowboys pretty close to just as much, and I'm sure he feels the same way about the Giants.
Boy, the funny thing is that... yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I can't lie. I'm being very honest here. I'm supposed to always hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, you are.
It's a problem. I think it's because I love being the only guy on an island. I really do. Yeah. Yes! Savage Cabbage says he doesn't even mind it because the Philadelphia Eagles booed Michael Irvin when he was laying there unconscious on the field.
No, I can honestly say I dislike the Eagles more.
Cowboys fans get along with Giants fans a lot more, which I'm happy about, than Eagles fans.
I think Redskins get along with us the best.
Probably. We're similar to the Redskins.
And Savage Cabbage says he can't root for us. So there you go.
Hey, guess what? I hate the Patriots the most. Or no, I mean, I don't know. I hated Seattle. I don't like teams that are threatening in the NFC, you know?
I disagree, man. You got to stick with your rivals. Our rivals are the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Redskins. Those should be your three most hated teams.
They're not playing. And when the Giants played the Cowboys last game of the year, I might root for the Giants. I'm probably
What? You might root for the Giants?
No, I will.
Oh my God!
No! I'm not gonna be full on Cowboys because then I'm a bandwagoner. I'm never gonna wear Dallas stuff. Okay?
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me.
I'm gonna make a ton of money on the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, you bet them? Tell me
I might have to.
Tell me you didn't.
I might have to.
Don't do that. Cowboys are the best #1 team, Super Bowl team, but I'd rather play against.
This is therapy. I don't know why I do it. This is like shock therapy. It's crazy.
Savage Cabbage says exposed.
You're killing me. Yeah, because I'm supposed to have these I'm supposed to have these bylaws.
It's not bylaw. It's not bylaw.
Doesn't hate the Buffalo Bills.
Go buy a Dak jersey, Spencer. Literally. Yeah, Johnny, I can't stand the Eagles. I'll tell you. But I'll tell you, man, when I was younger, I hated the Cowboys. Whoever's better, I hate more. Okay, right now the Eagles more. I mean, this year the Cowboys are better, but in recent history, the Eagles have been the better team. But once the Cowboys start to take over again, I'm going to hate the Cowboys more.
And we can just – I feel like we beat the Cowboys just a lot more than the Eagles.
In recent history, yes. But if you go back to 1990 to like 2000, that wasn't the case. It goes in cycles.
The Dallas Cowboys are like all the way on another planet for me in the state of Texas. I deal with Patriots fans more than Cowboy fans.
Wait, yesterday
It's
Spencer
all
said,
it's all a personal experience. It's all your personal life experience.
yeah, Jamie, he must have misspoke. I remember when Spencer said that yesterday too.
Well, the good news is I have giant perspective. I did root for the Giants. You've seen me root for the Giants, okay?
You're a Giant. You're a Giants fan.
I'm gonna have to prove my Giants fandom to people now. I am.
You're a Giants fan. You gotta always root for the Giants.
The good news is as you get older, you become less biased for sports. It's true.
I'm 33 years old. I still hate the Cowboys. I still hate the Eagles. I still hate the Redskins, and I'm always going to.
I don't
a matter of fact,
I'm not the best Giants fan. I'm gonna lose my premium membership.
Matter of fact, it's gonna say it on my tombstone when I die. Legion Smokey says is Spencer high.
Legion Smokey, that's the first time I ever got him to talk on this chat, though.
Meet the Mets. I don't know. I'm constantly.
Listen, we're gonna get some subscribers. This is all in it. Maybe it's I think it might be a phase, a weird phase in my life.
Yeah, but I don't know who's in here. Most of these guys are our subscribers that are talking. But if anybody's not,
of course,
please hit that subscribe button. Please ring that bell.
I'll do Allen film every week. If I insult Lamar Jackson, people love Lamar Jackson. I have to do him on my page.
By the way, I'm just curious because I'm going to do a live session before I go to work tomorrow. I haven't done any baseball content on my page. I'm going to do it tomorrow because the Mets are interested. The Mets basically have acquired Robinson. It's all but a done deal. If anybody's interested, I'm going to be going live talking about that tomorrow. I'm trying to get the baseball content up. Yeah, same wavelength, Meet the Mets. They ruined my childhood. They did. The Cowboys and the 49ers, I couldn't stand it. I remember when I would go into school from like kindergarten to like 6th grade, and all the kids had the starter jackets with the little zippers, the little flaps that said Cowboys on them, okay? I couldn't stand it, as everybody was a front runner, and that's what most I'm not saying all. There's a lot of diehard Cowboy fans, but a lot of Cowboys fans are bandwagon fans that come from New York. It's just the truth.
The starter jacket, though. I want a Cleveland Cavaliers starter jacket.
Yeah, Troy. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow on my channel. It's not the rumor isn't just that they want him. It's the rumor is they've acquired him. They're just working out the details. Jamie, I work at 12:30, so I'll probably go live at 11. We'll talk for maybe 45 minutes.
I think I think the team that has ruined my childhood the most. I'm trying to think of who's ruined my childhood. That's a great question.
The Eagles.
How about the San Antonio Spurs?
You're from Philadelphia, and you're a Giants fan. That's an easy answer.
They never were able to win the championship.
They did it last year. What are you talking about?
But luckily, they didn't ruin me. You know what I mean?
You're still standing on YouTube.
How about the Connecticut Huskies beating Butler in the finals? That was the worst.
Yeah.
You know what? That San Francisco 49er game was the worst game of my childhood, probably.
What about when they lost to the Eagles, though? The Michael Vick game?
Not at all, because that wasn't a playoff game.
But it prevented them from getting to the playoffs. It might as well have been a playoff game.
That team, oh my, I actually think much more painful was the McNabb game in 2008, the last game at the Meadowlands when we lost in the playoffs.
Well, that was a tough one, too.
Much harder, and we sucked in that game. By the way, I was at the game against Carolina. We lost 23-0. And boy, oh boy, at that time, Eli Manning hate was at the forefront. Do you remember that game too? 23-0.
Wait, you said? Oh, you're talking about the Panther game when they didn't get over.
The Panther game
they didn't get over the 50-yard line the whole game because John Fox knew the whole playbook because he coached there a year or two earlier. But you're telling me that's when Eli got hate. Eli's gotten hate throughout his whole career. When is that new? You got hate the day after he won the Super Bowl.
He needed to win that. He needed to win that Super Bowl. That's why I love Eli Manning, though, because of all the hate. I was at that Vikings game when he threw 4 interceptions, and Tavares Jackson beat us by like 28 points that day. I was at that game too. It was very interesting before he won that first Super Bowl.
Yeah, Jamie and Johnny talk. I love talking Mets. I'm a huge baseball fan. You guys will see that as the baseball season approaches. This offseason is going to be electric. I don't know if I'm going to be happy or sad, but the Mets are going to make a ton of moves. There's rumors that they're going to be trading Syndergaard possibly. There's rumors that they might be looking at Machado. I mean, they're all over the map.
So do you think that the Mets can honestly like compete in this division now? Like, are they? I know that they have four. I know that they have a good pitching staff. Like, I know that they have the Cy Young winner. What do you think about the? Can the Mets? Are they in rebuild or can they get back honestly to competing this year?
Oh no, they could definitely get back to competing because they got the pieces with the starting pitchers. They just need to stay healthy and they need a couple of bats.
I would love a star in the NL East. I guess Bryce Harper. You think he's going to Chicago, not the Phillies?
I honestly don't know. I mean,
as a Phillies fan, I would like that, but we'll see.
Oh, you're a Phillies fan. You're killing me.
So you want me to be Yankees or Phillies?
I want you to be Mets.
Okay. I don't know if I can be Mets. I really don't know. That's a little cliche. But I can't.
But it's getting late. I think I gotta sign off. I don't want to be pissing people off in my apartment building. But
Meadowlands of Herm Edwards is maybe worse, much worse. We just need to kneel the ball.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't alive for that.
The worst day as a Giants fan. Oh my gosh, maybe when Ben McAdoo hired.
Oh God.
I hated the hire anyway.
Oh God.
Imagine if he gets signed to the NFL again. I can't wait for it.
But, yeah, I think I got to
get... That's it for Philly, Joe. I'm done. I'm going to be kicked off Insomnia Sports. This might be my last day.
No. But I got to go. I got to get some sleep. Steve, you tuned in right as I'm closing it out.
Steven.
Meet the Mets. I'm going to do the stream tomorrow. I got work at 12:30, so I'm probably going to go live around 10:50, 11 a.m. before I go to work. Because I know people are off on Saturdays. So if you're there to tune in, we'll talk a little baseball. We'll talk about the trade. Potential trade with Cano, and we'll talk a little Mets baseball. So I'm looking forward to it. But I'm signing off. Spence, if you want to stay on for a few more minutes and talk, I'll leave it open. But I gotta go.
No problem, man. It was a hell of a time. Get some rest, and appreciate you having me. It was a great time.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, see you on my channel. And if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like, and please ring the bell. All right, I'm gonna head out, Spence, but you could close it out.
All righty, man. I'm gonna head out then. I'll see you later, okay?
All right, brother.
I'll text you, man. I'll see you.
All right, have a good night, guys.